Hey guys, I'm T and welcome to the channel. Today's tutorial is laid back, comfy, and just a little bit flirty. We're making an off-the-shoulder crochet tee with a relaxed fit and rib texture. It's the perfect everyday piece with just enough edge to keep things interesting. If you're new here, welcome. I share modern crochet patterns and tutorials every Wednesday and Sunday, so tell a friend, tap the bell, and subscribe so you never miss an upload. And if you enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up if you like it, or 2 thumbs down if you don't. Either way, it's a great way to support the channel and help keep these tutorials free. So without further ado, here's how to make your own off-the-shoulder crochet t-shirt. For this project, any category 4 yarn will work, but I used a total of 280 grams of yarn. That's 610 yards if you're stateside. As for tools, a 6mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, and a tape measure. There is a written pattern down below. Use offer code TCDDIY for a discount off any $9.99 plus order, and stick to the end of the video to hear about this week's pattern giveaway. We're using 3 stitches for this project, and they'll be as follows. Chain, slip stitch, single crochet, and half double crochet. This tutorial is made for a size small. You can adjust it for your size, and we explain how to in the video, so let's get started. Getting this top started, we're all going to grab our category 4 yarn and make a slip knot. Then we're all going to grab our 6mm hook and start off by making a chain from the top of our shoulder down to where like the bottom of this top to be. I like for mine to be a crop top, so I'm going to start by making a chain 50, and that's just about 15 inches or 38 centimeters. Now that we have our chain, we're all going to block off that last chain and do a chain 2. That chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, that's our turning chain. Then we're going to do a half double crochet row. So yarn over. Into that chain that we blocked off, or the 3rd chain from our hook, we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through, giving us 3 loops on our hook, then yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, yarn over, into that next chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. From here, continue with 1 half double crochet into every chain. We have just completed our row 1. Now to get started on row 2. Chain 1, that's our turning chain, flip our work and put 1 single crochet into every stitch. So into that first stitch, insert, pull through for 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Once more, into that next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Continue with 1 single crochet into every stitch. Our row 2 is completed. Now it's going to be a repeat of our 2 previous rows. So just 1 half double crochet row, no increases, no decreases. Then a single crochet row, no increases, no decreases, until we now have a portion that can reach from the tip of our shoulder over to the side of the base of our neck. Then I'll meet everyone back right after an even number row. Then we can continue on with the width from there. And just as a really quick tip, because of this row sequence, our work may start to slant on us, but that is completely normal. That'll all be evened out once when it's worn, because it will have a little bit of a drape to it. But if you'd like to steam your work to get it to try and lay flat, that is what we're going to do, so go ahead and do that as well if you'd like. And there will be a front and a back. The front will be the side that shows the front of the single crochet rows. We want to make sure that we take note of that, just so that when we seam it, we'll know which side is which. So we are back. I have actually completed the entirety of my front panel, but because it is just our half double crochet and single crochet row repeat all the way across, I'm just going to talk you guys through each of the sections. So we have just completed the shoulder portion. I have a total of 18 rows. This width is just about 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. Then we're going to insert our stitch marker into the top of that row. Then all we're going to do is continue to repeat our half double crochet and single crochet row repeat, no increases, no decreases, until we now have a portion that can reach from the side of the base of our neck, across our chest, to the outside of our arm. Now that total amount of rows must end in an odd number. So for me, that was a total of 53 rows. That's just about 16 inches or 40 centimeters. So since this portion ended on an odd number, that following row is going to be a single crochet row. We want to make sure that we're inserting a stitch marker into the top of that single crochet row to match this one as well, so that we know where the shoulders start and end. Then just continue on with our single and half double crochet row for the same amount of rows that we started our shoulder portion off with. Now with that, I have a total of 71 rows for the entirety of my front panel. This width is now just about 22 inches or 56 centimeters. Now from here, we do want to make sure that we do a chain up one and cut right after that last row. And before we get started on the back panel, as a really quick tip, it looks like my front panel is slanting, which it is. What I'm going to do is just steam it and then tug on the opposite corners like that so that it can lay nice and flat, which is what I did to my other panel. So the back panel will be done exactly the same way as the front panel. We want to make sure that we're inserting our stitch markers into the same side rows as well for the back panel. And like I said, I did steam mine so that it doesn't slant as much. But go ahead and get the back panel completed. Then once we have both completed, I'll meet you back so we can seam up the shoulders together. So once we have both of our panels completed, what we're going to want to do is seam everything together. But first, we're going to want to make sure that we're looking at the correct side. So the sides that show the front of the single crochet rows should be faced each other so that the seams are along the inside once when it's worn. Then we're going to insert our yarn onto our hook, pull through, and do a chain up of one to secure. Then all we're going to do from here is put 2 single crochet in through every side half double and 1 single crochet into every side single crochet row, working into both the front and the back panel at the same time. So just to do this together, finding our first side row, which should be a side half double crochet row for everyone, we're going to insert into that top loop within the front, same top loop within the back, single crochet once, like I said, since it's a side half double, into that same top loop within the same side rows. It should be a little bit easier since everything is gathered for us, with a second. Once more, this is my next side row, which is a side single crochet row, so find that top loop and insert with 1. Find the same top loop within the back panel, insert as well with just 1 single crochet. We're going to continue doing this until we are worked into our stitch marker stitch, do a chain up one and cut, then repeat on the other side. So we have just completed seaming up our shoulders. Now from here, we're going to single crochet along our neckline just to clean it up. So we're now going to make sure that our work is flipped right side out, right side up. We're going to insert our hook into any one of the side rows that we have along our neckline, then do a single crochet row. So pretty much the same way that we did the seam for the shoulder, we're going to be putting 2 single crochets into every side half, 1 single crochet into every side single crochet row. So just to do the first 2 side rows together, we're all going to chain 1, then finding our first side row. Mine is a side half double crochet row, so I'm going to find that top loop and insert with 2 single crochets. This is my next side row, which is a side single, so insert with just 1. Continue making your way all the way around. Once we do, slip stitch into that chain 1 space, then I'll meet you back. So we've just completed our single crochet row along our neckline. Now from here, we're going to do another single crochet row within the back loops just to sturdy everything up. So right after we've slip stitched into that chain space, we're all going to chain 1. And making sure that we're working in the same direction as our previous row, we're going to insert into that first stitch's back loop with just 1 single crochet. Again, into that next stitch's back loop with another single crochet, and that's it. Continue with 1 single crochet into every stitch, making our way all the way around, then I'll meet you back. And just as a really quick tip, this single crochet row is going to be as wide as this portion can stretch, so once when it's completed, try your piece on. We're going to make sure that it can fit from the side of the base of our neck all the way over to the other side of our shoulder, making sure that it can fall off the shoulder as comfortably as possible. Now if it's a little too tight, reduce some stitches with a looser grip, or if it's too loose, reduce some stitches with a tighter grip, and I'll meet you back. So we've just completed our back loop single crochet row, and we did do a chain up one and cut. Now we're going to get started on our sleeve, so we're going to flip our work wrong side out because we're going to start with seaming up our sides first. So now that our work is flipped wrong side out, we're going to try on our piece and insert our stitch marker into any stitch from the top for the width that we'd like for the armhole to be. I'd like for mine to be just about 6 inches or 15 centimeters, so I'm going to insert my stitch marker into the 24th stitch from the top. Then from here, we're going to insert our hook into the bottom corner stitch of both the front and the back panel. Then we're going to do a single crochet seam all the way up. Insert your yarn onto your hook, pull through, and do a chain up of 1 to secure. Then, finding that first stitch into the front panel, we're going to insert our hook. Finding the first stitch into the back panel, insert your hook and single crochet around everything. Once more, next stitch into the front, next stitch into the back, and single crochet, and continue doing this until we reach our stitch marker. Do a chain up 1 and cut, then repeat on the other side. Now that we have completed seaming up our sides, we're now ready to do our sleeve. So making sure that our work is flipped right side out, meaning all of our seams are along the inside, we're then going to insert our hook into the stitch that we have that's nearest to our side seam within the armhole. Then we're going to start with a single crochet row. And we do want to double check and make sure that our work is flipped right side out so that the ribbing that we're going to have for the sleeve is the same as the body. once when our hook is in a place, we're going to chain 1. And making sure that we're showing the front of the single crochet row, we're going to be putting 1 single crochet into every stitch. So super duper simple, just find that first stitch, insert with 1 single. Next stitch, insert with another, next stitch, insert with another, and just make your way all the way around with 1 single crochet into every stitch. So now that we've made our way all the way around with our single crochet row, we're now going to close off the row by slip stitching it into that chain space that we made when we started off this row. So into that chain space, insert with a slip stitch. Now as a really quick tip, that slip stitch into that chain space just closes off the row. It doesn't actually add a stitch. It looks like a stitch, but it's not. But what we're going to do from here is chain 2, flip our work, and then just put 1/2 double crochet into every stitch. We want to make sure that we're flipping our work to match the ribbing, but just yarn over into that first stitch with 1/2, next stitch with another 1/2, and make our way all the way around with 1/2 into every stitch. We've made our way around with a 1/2 double crochet row. Now from here, we're going to slip stitch into that second chain that we made when we started off the row. So here's our first chain, here's our second. Into that second, we're going to insert with a slip stitch. Remember that that slip stitch connection doesn't actually count as a stitch. Then all we're going to do, chain 1, flip our work, and repeat. So 1 single crochet into every stitch, following row 1/2 double crochet into every stitch, and just continue to repeat those 2 rows. Again, no increases, no decreases until we get the sleeve length that you want. Now the sleeve length can be as long or as short as you like, but either way, I'll meet you back right after a single crochet row. We are back. I have just completed the length of my sleeve. I wanted an itty bitty sleeve, so I only did a total of 7 rows. This length is just about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Once we have one sleeve completed, I went ahead and did the same thing on the other side. And once we have that completed, we are all done. Now the last thing we have to do is simply weave in all of our ends. And there you have it. Hope you all enjoyed the tutorial. Enter this week's pattern giveaway by telling us if you watch any cartoons. I love me some cartoons, and I'm currently rewatching Totally Spies. Details for the giveaway down below. Join us on Instagram, Pinterest, or Twitter. Those links are down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Catch you on the next one. Bye!